is such. So let us start. Sarve Sham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarve Sham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarve Sham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be happiness for all, happiness for all. May there be peace for all. May there be completeness for all. May there be auspiciousness. You know, this auspiciousness, this happiness, this peace is aware, the wave is aware that I am the what. That is why happiness is my essential nature. Peace is my essential nature. Completeness is my essential nature. Pay attention what I said today. That what I said, wave declares. You can open your eyes now. So wave declares, I am what? Wave did not know before. Now the wave knows. But how the wave knows? That is mindfulness. That is ness. You are very kind. Oh, let me see, where is your kindness? Oh, where is your kindness? Welcome to it. So understand that point. Kindness. You are very kind at thought, speech, and action level. It is because of kindness. You are a wave because of water. Isness. It is the mindfulness, so it is not a practice. So once you recognize it, you understand it, you are already awakened. I don't know whether you are getting it or not. That mindfulness is already there. We have to be mindful to recognize that mindfulness. I've always been saying it is super intellectual journey. What did I say? I have to be mindful. So in order to be mindful, I have to follow the 8 steps. I have to follow the discernment and dispassion. I have to change the mood and the mood of the mind. So when I have changed it, I have reached to a transition. What is that transition? I find the door is there. Door of 6 treasures. But if I say, okay, Sama is calmness, there are 3 categories of the calmness, you don't understand. It is only an intellectual journey. So every master emphasizes, pay attention. I see my master is manifesting in you all. I see the water is manifesting in all the waves. That is ness, isness. So we have mindfulness. We have mindfulness. My master used to say, be, O mind, be at peace, this will also pass. Ashok, you remember? You only remember that. Huh? Very good. So be at peace. So language is limited. You cannot express that existence, consciousness, and bliss. So we say mindfulness. You are kind. Yes, I'm kind. Show me kindness. All the waves are water. All the waves are water. Language is so much limited, it cannot express the spiritual consciousness. It cannot express the awakening. So we use the word mindfulness. No, I missed the point. You know why? Master says, "We mind, oh mind, be at peace. This will also pass." You cannot use. Master should have used. If I understand 0.1111% of my master's mind, he wanted to say, "Oh mind, be at peacefulness." But the language is limited. You cannot say that. You cannot say that. So every master expresses the way they feel it much better. That is what the Mangala Charan mantra is, and that is the journey we are undertaking. Take another example, just ask you a question. So when I say all waves are water, you'll say yes, intellectually, but we need a discerning eye. So you say all wave is water. Okay, all wave is water. Tell me, uh, is water on the top or the bottom of the wave? Is the water on the right side or left side? Is the water inside or outside? Water is everywhere. That is mindfulness. That is what we say Satchidanand. That is what we say the real self is existence, consciousness, and bliss. That is why I said, it is not peace, it is peacefulness. And then generalize it, it is isness. Isness is existence. Because it exists, I am aware, so it is consciousness. Because it is existence and consciousness, hence it is all pervading, it is infinite, hence it is also the nature of the peace. I am of the nature of the peace. So we are not discovering, we are not practicing anything. We are recognizing. How do you practice to know that all wave is water? What practice you need? But those who are progressing on the path of the seeker, they have to reach at the door of the six treasures. And to reach to the door of the six treasures, we have to do the practice. I'm contradicting my own statement. You have to practice, you have to not to practice. So if you are constantly aware, no, don't ask this question that it is water is on the top or the bottom, right on the left. It is everywhere. It is isness. Real self is everywhere. So by the practices we have been doing, we reach to a point, we see the door of the six treasures. It is a moment of transition. And what is that transition? That is the meaning of transcending the world of name and form, one way to say it, and that is also the meaning of transcending body and the mind, senses and the mind. So we intellectually we ask the question, transcending the body and the mind. It means we have to leave the body, we have to die, I have to focus my mind. No, you have to follow these steps. You have to follow these steps to understand what it means by transcending. Transcending does not mean that you kill all your sense organs in the mind. You don't pressure that. You don't stretch that. When you are able to perceive the water in all the waves simultaneously, you have already transcended the name and the form. You have already transcended your body and the mind. And then you can recognize all is real self. That is where we are progressing to. So 6 treasures, we are coming gradually, directly to these 6 treasures. Sama means inner peace and mind control. Some people say Dhamma means self-control and the sense control. Uparati means the mental withdrawal or mindful engagement. Titiksha means resilience and endurance. Shraddha means the faith. Samadhana means the fulfillment. Fulfillment or solution. So what we have been doing, we want to reach at the door of the 6 treasures. So these practices are going to help you. What are those? It starts with this self-awareness. Without self-awareness, you cannot follow it. What is self-awareness? That is how the Eastern wisdom follows it. Now we are in a deeper journey. What is self-awareness? I notice, I observe. Last time I told you the poise method. I notice, I observe that you all are, should I say, all are 100% listening to me. Your mind is not distracted. Starts with this self-awareness. It is, you notice, I self-awareness. Take the same example. I notice the waves are rising and falling. Waves are rising and falling. But behind that wave, I also see it is the water, the movement. But no change in the quality and the quality of the water. Water remains the same. So what is this rise and fall? This is the projection. My body rising and one day it will fall down. 50 years ago, I was adolescent. Body was adolescent. And now the day will come, it will fall like a wave. But that isness will continue. That once you picked this up, you are already there. You are with the 6 treasures. So how do we prepare? We are seekers of happiness and love and wisdom. The first thing to understand. I have to appreciate, I have to understand that I am a seeker of peace and happiness. I am not a seeker of marriage. I am a seeker of marriage for happiness. Did you get it? I am not a seeker of divorce. I am a seeker of divorce for the sake of happiness. Why don't you seek happiness directly? Why don't you seek happiness directly? This is what Master is saying. So what to do? If I have to seek, study Eastern wisdom. What to do? Study Eastern wisdom, to study yourself. Where to start? You start with the Mangalacharan daily. So after Mangalacharan, mind will become clear. You will understand what are the goals in life, what is the goal of life. But without having discernment and dispassion, you cannot progress. So apply the discernment. Applying the discernment means what? You move from the default mind to discerning mind. Default mind says only wave. Default mind says only bulb and light. Light is a perception. I'm mixing something from the Saturday search session. Discerning mind says there are two things. Wave is there and water is there. Now I have to discover which one is real. That is, we move from default mind to discerning mind. So when you move, how? By listening and learning, contemplation and reflection, by practice and experience, by applying the wisdom in your daily life. You have to apply. You have to apply that wisdom while communicating to the near and dear ones, to your relations, to your customers and the clients, as we say in America. We in India we say we are friends. Yeah. We become hypocrite. So here, in America we are very clear. You are my client. But yes, I hate to say that we are all seekers. So you see that now if you apply the wisdom and you check your change in behavior and attitude every day. If you are able to change your behavior and attitude, you see you are progressing. What did I say? You get hit by the word and see that you are not hit. The word is going to hit you, but you are not hit. Why you are not hit? You have a discerning mind. Your goal is mindfulness. Your goal is not marriage or divorce. Your goal is happiness. Are you getting it? Understand. So then what happens? You remove all the confusion by following the 8 steps. You remove all the confusion by following the 8 steps. And now tell me how many times, in how many situations, events, and relationship since our last session, you were in anxiety, you forget yourself, you have forgotten yourself. I told you, it begins with the self-awareness. So you have forgotten yourself. Anger is waiting, hesitation is waiting, reaction is waiting. Someone has to trigger you. It is already there in me. That is why we have to follow the 8 steps. You see, I started with the highest mindfulness. It is basically peacefulness, but every language is limited. You cannot say that. That is the problem of understanding this spirituality. That is why it is taking a time. Objective reality, it's the watch, it's the phone. Yeah, it's okay. So check how many times you were in anxiety, reaction, duality, in a conflict. Means how many times the word hit you and what you did, how you did, why you did it. That is important. So what is going to happen ultimately when you follow systematically? Then what happens? Every day you reduce your anxiety. You reduce your anxiety and distress every day. You first thing, you enhance the mental clarity. Your mind now by default is a discerning mind instead of a default mind, an impulsive mind. Then what happens? I wanted to attend this session, but you know that I'm very busy. No, you are not busy. You are attached to something. Otherwise, you can find the time. I should have attended, but you are making fool to yourself. enhancing the mental clarity. So once you have a discerning mind, second benefit, you improve the emotional intelligence. I don't want to use emotional quotient. Emotional maturity comes. Emotional maturity comes. Then then let the world hit you. You are not hit by the world. Yes, it's okay. You are able to cultivate the inner peace. You recognize, you are at the door of the six treasures. You are at the door of. If you don't have a mental clarity, six treasures are too far. Oh no, but yes, no, let me have a drink and that gives me peace. So your mind is dependent on something else. It is not in. It is not aware of the peace is within. I'm not saying that you don't feel peace and calmness if you don't practice Eastern wisdom. Yes, you practice. They are temporary. You are in delusion. In those cases, you are in delusion. Hi, mom, you came. Yes, for 1 hour, you are good with your mom. Mom is good with you. After 1 hour, they start fighting. Everything is destroyed. Why did you say that, mom, you came and I'm very happy with you? Unnecessary, we are fooling ourselves. So, so what happens? You recognize these negative patterns. Oh, this is what happened, I welcome. And now I'm fighting. No, come what may, I will not. This is a perfect example of the world is hitting me, I will not be hit by it. Let me maintain my endurance. How? Discernment in this passion, I told you. How? Discernment in this passion, listening, learning, contemplation, reflection. Contemplation and reflection, and then practice and experience, and other points I have added. I have to apply the wisdom in my daily life, in my thoughts. How to apply the wisdom in my daily life? That belongs to the 8 steps. How I have to deal with the world outside. You study it first, you leave the first step, the rest 7 steps are there. But no, I don't have it. My honey does not understand, then why should I apply? You have a problem. You have a problem. You know it. What is right, proper, and good. Your honey does not know it. My honey doesn't know. You develop your big ego. This is not going to work. Now is your turn. Vaibhav.
Uh, Thank you, sir. So, sir, today's understanding, as we are learning this Eastern wisdom, so when we go outside, people will behave the way they were behaving before. They are not changing. It is me to change, and because I am taking this journey, so I have to be mindful about that when I am doing any action outside.
Yeah.
And what I am doing, what we do, we pretend that other people would be mindful about their actions, but they are not doing the journey, we are doing the journey, so it is my action.
You are right, Vaibhav. In 99%, first time it happens, what the heck, why he or she is behaving like this? I'm mindful. No, you are making an egoistic statement. No, I have to take care of myself. You are perfectly right. I am practicing Eastern wisdom, so I have to change. But we don't think in the very beginning. It might have happened to you all, but it has happened to me. Yes, Dennis.
The way I understand it, the practice we are doing is not the cause of awakening, and awakening is not the effect of the practice, but practice is needed to take our awareness to the level where we can recognize and experience what we already know intellectually, that the wave is water. And awakening is not about achieving or becoming, it is about discovering what's already there, or better said, it is about removing obstacles so that first six treasures can manifest and reveal themselves, and then our real nature reveals itself.
Beautifully summarized. You remember, you have to keep in mind, you have to promise to yourself that whatever I am practicing is to remove obstacles. That obstacles is ignorance and delusion and impurities in the mind. I'm very tough on him. Sometimes our ego says, I was very tough on that guy. You are tough on yourself, you are deluded. But if you are kind on others, there is a chance to manifest kindness. My practice is to remove the toughness. Kindness is already there. Yes, David and Jerry.
I love the metaphor about the waves rising and falling as a projection, and the reality is that it's just water. And if you take that and a look in life at all the projections we do by default, it's not the reality. So that was my takeaway from this morning.
Yes. Not only that, this projection hijacks my mind and puts me into ignorance. That is the problem. And this projection are in trillions. Think of it the way the master have designed these steps, which helps us to get rid of all those trillions of projections. And we reach there. Beautifully said. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. My understanding is that the practice is only necessary until these obstacles don't disturb us anymore. So the recognition of that disturbance is our gift, so to speak, because it tells us where we still are attached or have aversion or any of the binding desires. So, and at that point, when we're not disturbed anymore and we know our true nature, then we won't need to practice.
You're right. Yes. Then you are not practicing. In fact, that state is always there. Water is always there. But I get a third eye. I'm using another word. That is what our tradition says. Now I have a third eye by which I can recognize, which is already there. Going to Dennis, what said, it's already there. But in the beginning, mind needs to be prepared. Mind needs to be mindful to recognize mindfulness. Did you get it? I have to practice until mind is mindful. After that, mindfulness is there. Where it is there? Water is there. That awareness is known as the third eye. There is no physical third eye. Oh, you saw the third eye, very vision in colors. You have been removed from those, the lower level of the clarity. You have vision in colors. I just talk about it. And then I said, no, leave it. Yes, Stephen.
Thank you, sir. Been doing lot of thinking between this default mind and the discerning mind. And with today's lesson was putting together the concept that we're learning, similar to what Dennis, adding to what Dennis said about the obstacles, but it's almost like we're going through stages, and we're learning the Eastern wisdom and creating this awareness in order to get to the door of the six treasures. And we need to master that journey to be able to open. Maybe we could see what's behind that door, but the goal is to go through the door and move to the next step. And with that being said, the tying back the discerning mind to the default mind, I landed on the idea that you've said it from day one is consistent. And consistency, in most cases, like, I take the analogy like, oh, if you exercise every single day, well, you become heart healthy. But that consistency is like 1 hour out of the entire day. And this consistency is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at every single moment. That's what this consistency is. And that's the way to shift the default mind to the discerning mind and continue on that path to walk through that door.
Yes, beautifully said. We have to move from the default to the discerning mind. That opens the door, which appears very simple, which opens the door, which appears very simple with an example that, oh, all wave is water. Oh, no, I know it, I understand. Let me give you another example. The sky is not blue. You understand. Where the understanding and awareness takes place, it is in the mind. The sky continues to be blue. That is one example of the third eye. So inner transformation takes place. You live into that awareness. And into that awareness of what? Blueness is all projection. That is, once you have that, something unusual happens. Let us move to Cherry. You want to say something? Then I'll come to, yes. Now, Brandy.
It occurred to me thank you. It occurred to me at the beginning of the lesson today that in Western culture, we throw around the term mindfulness, and it doesn't necessarily mean what we do here, like in our group, and I definitely want to share mindfulness with my students at work and my colleagues and my yoga students. And it occurred to me how different it is what we call mindfulness here and maybe how we relate mindfulness, although it's useful, right? Not necessarily the same out with other people because it's deeper. It's much deeper work, making that disconnection between our delusion and
Yes.
and the real self.
Beautifully. You have put it beautifully. Yes. In the Western, it's a mindfulness. Or it is different from meditation. Meditation, mindfulness are same. There is no difference. All meditation are mindfulness. But pay attention. You rightly said, you have to talk to them. Fullness. Kind, I am very kind. You can say. But if the kindness is not present within, I cannot be kind. Yes, Christina, be kind to your mom.
Thank you. I don't know if my message came through last week, but just wanted to say thank you to Jury and David for your generous contributions, and I'm happy to contribute more to our sessions. Yeah, my reflection was similar to Dennis's, that the seeking we're doing is about removing obstacles. We don't have to seek for mindfulness or to be mindful. It's already inherent within us.
Yes, Mindfulness is inherent in us. It is natural state. Now you see where the confusion comes. That confusion can be removed by these steps. Also the water is inherent in the wave. Metaphor are not exactly the same, but they give you a pointer. They help you to reflect. So that is why I said, okay, so the water is on the top or on the below, on the right side or no, it is everywhere. I don't understand. Real self is everywhere. I don't understand. So this I don't understand is a delusion, is an ignorance. I have to remove this. So once I remove this, I'm already there. I'm already there. That is the essence and definition of fullness. Whether you say mindfulness or we can say kindness, language is limited. We cannot say peacefulness. Can we say that? I don't think so. In English language, Brandy, we cannot say peacefulness, or can we say it?
You can.
You can say that. Oh, very good.
Yeah.
If we can say peacefulness. But in a language, my master, I gave an example. Oh, mind, be at peace. This will also pass. Oh, mind, be at peacefulness. It becomes little odd, you know. What the heck you are talking?
I would say be in peacefulness.
Be in peace. Yes, be in peace.
Like we say rest in peace. But that has a different connotation.
Let this body, mind, intellect, ego, all the delusion rest in peace. Whatever is left is my real self. Yes. Yes, Terry, you gave me language into my. Yes, let this delusion, ignorance, impurity rest in peace. Real self cannot rest in peace. It is always in peace. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. First stage, self-awareness. First stage, self-awareness, and that is your place, position, and posture. That is your posture, yes. And being comfortable. Now instantly, can you see the change of direction of the mind by self-awareness? And your mind changes when I say all waves are water. And something happens to the mind inside, and you say, yes, you're right. It's a change of direction. Of the mind, not of the body. And that gives you, again, I'm giving you sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You see, I have been using those terms. We are learning now, but I have been using those. Steadiness. Being steady, becoming steady is one thing. Steadiness. And kindness, peacefulness, mindfulness. Now being carefree is also the same. How come it is the same? In being carefree, normally I say sensation, relaxation, and stillness, one thing. And another part is the knower and the known are separate. The knower is always, knower is a state of being. Known is the state of becoming. Becoming is body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego, thought process. And being is always there. But I don't see that. You have to treat the fact. You have to do practice. But why you say that it is not a practice? Yes. You have to reach to a point where you see that it is not a practice. So both the elements are, so help me settle my mind to start the journey? Yes. Let me help you. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. You are actively, your mind is actively engaged with the Mangala Charan mantra, not only during the practice of meditation, but every day in the morning, whether we have a session on that day or not, and before retiring to bed, going to sleep, and during the day. For example, Brandy is teaching her students, but before mentally you can say, oh, let peace be our essential nature. Let the happiness manifest in all. You're talking to your honey, your mom, or anywhere, and you remind yourself. You forget it. You are away from mindfulness. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. I hope you all know it, so you can easily transition from one step to the another. You join the session with that clarity, with that fullness in you. So I'm leaving that 6 neighbors. We will directly move into the stage number 2. What is the stage number 2? In that state of being comfortable and carefree, you look inside the forehead in the space and then start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath into your rib cage, not into the belly. Long, deep in the hissing breath into your rib cage. Rib cage begins with your collarbone, reaches to the last rib. So you have an experience, feeling and sensation of expansion of all the ribs and contraction of all the ribs while inhaling and exhaling. But I warn you, don't fight with the rib cage. Some people, they start as if they are fighting with the rib cage. Their whole body shakes as if they are going somewhere. You cannot reach anywhere. Why? Because you are not aware. Subtle things have to be taken into account. Yes, teaching, you can teach from getting the information from the Google and you teach, you land up nowhere. Continue breathing long, deep, and hissing breath. So in that breathing, place, position, and posture is present. Being comfortable is present. Being carefree is present. The essence of Mangala Charan is present, and you are actively breathing. Is that possible? Yes. Continue. Continue long, deep in the hissing breath. You are breathing, and when you breathe, you start exploring. That is the moment. That is what the self-awareness. I notice my rib cage expand and they contract. I feel air goes rhythmically and air returns rhythmically. I'm able to maintain sensation, comfort, and steadiness. These are the points. Mind is engaged in all that. That engagement moves the mind within. Again, within. Within is, my friend, rising awareness. Within, not within. You don't need to see the bones inside. They're moving into the higher awareness. That is the symbolic expression. I told you language is limited. Now stop this. Pay attention to the flow of the breath. Pay attention to the flow of the breath. Do you remember the flow of the breath? Equal or unequal? But at the same time, whether it is equal or unequal, temporarily you find the freshness and the calmness and the withdrawal of the mind. That is why we are doing it. So two reasons. Do you remember two reasons? The purity of the mind and the natural focus, natural withdrawal of the mind inside. And now looking inside, again inside the forehead, and you start breathing into the belly, the long, deep, and the hissing breath into your belly. Your belly should expand like a balloon, and belly should contract like a balloon. The balloon is squeezed when the air is out. That nature of expansion and contraction should be there. Pay attention. Pay attention means self-awareness. Self-awareness means you notice your belly is moving in and out. It means you're doing the practice correctly. Long, deep in the hissing breath into your belly. You may find unusual sensations and experiences inside your head and all around it. Let it be so. I am taking all of you as normal, healthy, physically healthy individuals, no issue with your physical heart. I'm not talking with the emotion. Continue long, deep in the hissing breath. You have to do the whole practice one day because that will set the standard and that will also point you towards the progress we are making or not. We'll do that. Now leave this practice, awareness of the breath, the flow of the breath. Breath goes in and out. You're just looking, noticing. Do you see that we return again to the first step you noticed? But you're noticing now at this stage and in the beginning of a meditation is totally different. You get it? That is what is known as the expansion of awareness. Understand that point. I told you, Eastern wisdom is 200% logic. It explains, it defines each and every step. Now you're looking at the flow of the breath. At the same time, you have a deeper experience. In that deeper experience, you look at the 16 segments of the fingers and start dropping Shanti on each fingers without touching. Means all the senses are within the mind. You know, that is another language, symbolic language. They are within the mind. So you have a mental image of segment of your fingers, which you have seen in the past as a memory. I will go later deeper into that area. Just pay attention and continue. Dropping Om Shanti on 16 segments of the fingers. You miss it, it is okay, but recall, remember, drop it again. Today my mind is distracted. No. If it is distracted, you can distract it to Om Shanti. But if you stick to that idea and a thought that my mind is distracted, I cannot do, I failed today, that is your ego. Did you understand? Very subtle points that helps you to reach the door of the six treasures. Om Shanti. Beautiful. And now move the mind inside the heart, visualize the triangle. Start dropping Om Shanti on each side of a triangle. Checking this clockwise and anti-clockwise and checking. The mind is thinking. The movement of the mind on this awareness of the side in the Om Shanti. When it is thinking, that is the moment. Push the mind deep inside the cave of your heart while singing mentally. Mentally, and mind seems to stop. Mind seems to stop. It means it has left all the waves. And then the Shanti, you are already absorbing that the essence is water, everything is water, final ultimate cause is the water. For example, in this case. And after that, you do nothing, remain as you are. You know, these metaphors, we have to use them again and again during our worldly activities. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palm, place it in your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. Well, share your experiences. How are you, Steve?
Good, sir. Thank you very much. It was a very peaceful, deep, and effortless meditation. The only thing that was a little bit out of the ordinary was when we I felt really deep during the japa. And then when you went to the heart center, it was almost as if the triangle overtook me. And it was as I was following the outside of the triangle, it wasn't in my heart center, but around the entire outside of the position I'm sitting in right now. And I just continued there. It was very nice. Thank you.
Beautifully said. One point, that is where everyone has to reach differently. You said the triangle took over me. You see the waves overwhelms you to recognize everything is water while you are worried. This is what happens. Yes, Brandy, what happened to you?
I had a good meditation. Thank you. I was thinking about how the real self is kind of like the original chat GPT and the expression of kindness. Excuse me, my cat's coming over. In the sense that like if you have kindness in you and you want to express kindness, but you don't really know how, you have to run it through a different sort of program, right? Like you can't run it through your ego and all your crap. You have to run it through I don't know, I'm still kind of working on it, but it was funny when that came to me that, you know,
Yes. Our
and then I
sessions,
thought of you. Go ahead.
our sessions are like chat GPT. We are removing everything to reach to the mind. You can take that way. But still, we should remember nothing outside can help us to reach to mindfulness. Why? It is already there. It is what is. I've been telling you, isness. Beautiful. That isness in Sanskrit is known as tattva. Tattva. Viveka. Beautifully said. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. I just noticed a falling away of all that is false and duality and anxiety. Yeah.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. You know, falling away of the world of name in the form. I'm giving you the word in your mouth. Falling away everything. Everything means, you know, all objects, people, relations, things. They are falling away. Means the mind is already going inside. That's really good. How are you, David and Jade?
Thank you. My meditation was extremely deep. It was only when I came out of it, I realized there was a couple of times when other thoughts entered in. And in the past, I would, you know, beat myself. Why am I thinking other things like that? This time I just I barely remember them because I just let them go and just carried on. So that was a revelation I had in this meditation today. Thank you.
Yes, that is very good. Mind is not distracted. It is not absorbing, picking up anything of the name in the form. It is not hit by the word during the practice of meditation. Beautifully. Yes. How are you, Jerry?
Very good, thank you. It was a really nice meditation, deep, and felt mind kind of settled with that isness, and just felt like that was my kind of isness. I'm just settled in that isness. And my work is to let go of the emptying of impressions. So as anything comes up and may or may not disturb me, it's an opportunity for me to empty a little bit more. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, that is beautiful. Even if you think of isness is the water to the wave. Isness is the space to all the homes and offices and the location in the highways. Does that isness go away anytime? No. It is always there. When I'm aware of that isness, or I would say that very awareness is isness. Beautifully said. How are you, Dennis?
Peaceful meditation, the prevailing experience in today's meditation was stillness. Stillness of the body, stillness of the mind, and stillness of the dark space around. Thank you.
Yeah, that is what, now you can immediately pick up. I have been using in being comfortable, but I've been using sensation, comfort, and steadiness. In the beginning of being carefree, I used sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Ness word is very important. Ness says be in a state of being. Body falls, rises, no worries. Are you ever?
Thank you, sir. So all fine. Mind was calm, relaxed.
Beautiful. Are you, Terry?
I was physically very agitated until right at the end. But so I decided that the lesson was about pushing through those thoughts of, oh, I'm failing, I'm not doing it. It's, whatever you think when you lose track of your fingers, or you lose your, at one point I couldn't remember the words, Shanti, but then you said it and I said, oh, well, I was in the rhythm, but I wasn't saying the words. So then I just picked it up. So I would thank you for letting me be here, because it helped.
Your presence is your contribution to me. Your presence in the session is your contribution to me. You have written an email, you are ready to contribute. I said, no, your presence is your contribution. Sir, any message to me?
No, sir.
There is only
Sir,
one step in the session. Yes.
Sir, morning में वो prayer is going on, and in the daytime also.
Very good.
कोई काम शुरू करता हूँ या कोई बीच में याद आता है, जैसे ही याद आता है ना, I started that prayer.
Yes, yes. Pointing to him is bringing some result. He says that he does Mangalacharan every day in the morning, and before any action, he repeats it. Wonderful. Continue doing it. Before talking to Hani, repeat it. Mentally repeat it. Otherwise she will hit you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That is all for today.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste.